have you been feeling the tension building, feeling that something's brewing behind the scenes? That is Mercury just about to step into Aries, the sign of fire, and it's joining the sun there. So we're already feeling action oriented in ourselves, and from May 11th through the 22nd, we're going to feel action oriented in our speech, how we communicate, how we think, make decisions. It's going to be a very action-packed and exciting time. My name is Beth Hansen. I'm a true Sidereal astrologer, and I am here to help shining people like you take the magic of the stars and bring it down here to Mother Earth and use it in your day-to-day life. If that sounds good to you, then go ahead and click that like button, because I need to know if I'm just talking to my camera or if I'm talking to real live people. All right, so let's get into what these stars have in store for us. Ignition of the mind. Mercury, planet of communication, moves through fiery Aries from May 11th to May 22nd. And just on a side note, this does differ from Western astrology, because true sidereal astrology deals with the stars and planets as they are actually related astronomically in the sky. So ours is accurate to astronomy. And if you want to learn what your true sidereal placements are for your Mercury, your sun, you can look that up. Click on the link in the description below. I've got a link to my chart calculator. Ignition of the mind. What does that mean? It means it sparks bold ideas. It's a great time for making breakthroughs. If you've been feeling stuck with a project or a creative endeavor, or just in daily life, something you're trying to bring forward in your life, especially if it has to do with communications or short-term travel. So these ideas are getting ready to burst out, and you can launch your creative work during this time, make quick decisions, and do it with fearlessness and self-expression. And I want to encourage you to really trust your instincts and let your voice be heard, even if it feels risky, because this is the time for you to be brave. Aries is, he's a battle god. He takes charge. So it's time to be brave, okay? We have Mercury in Aries opposite Black Moon Lilith. This is the shadow in the mirror coming to your forefront in the realm of communications. And what is the shadow? Whatever it is that you personally are keeping hidden and it's time to bring to voice, probably a key part of your true self that's been suppressed either by yourself, community, others, or concepts thinking that you have no right to say these things, but you really do. So Mercury in Aries directly opposes Black Moon Lilith. It highlights the tension between what's safe to say and what's burning to be spoken. Old wounds around being silenced or judged may resurface. And I want to encourage you to embrace your authentic voice, journal, meditate, and don't retreat into silence. Absolutely go ahead and explore what you need to explore in order to bring forth what you need to bring forth, because it is a little bit of shadow work personally for you. But big things are going to be happening around you, because this is going to be all in the public eye. There's going to be a lot of talk out there in the world, in your community, in your country, and throughout the world. There's going to be a lot of fiery conversations and explosive actions going on in and around communications. So think about the internet, what's going to be popping up on the web. Think about our news cycles. Think about how we deal with our day-to-day lives and our loved ones. It can be a very fiery time. That's why when you bring in that Black Moon Lilith, she tells you can calm down. You can bring it closer to home. You don't have to be out there somewhere. You can actually bring that in to your daily life, okay? And then our next slide I've got here, this goes through what's really happening with all the other things. We do have a grand square or a mystic square. So we've got Mercury above, and then to our east, we have Mars in Cancer. To our west, we've got our Pluto. I'm going to be pulling up the screens of the actual of each and every day. So it forms a T-square with Pluto and Mars, with square Black Moon Lilith, words become powerful potential, both for conflict, deep healing, and magic around the other. Power struggles, secrets, and intense conversations may arise. And I do want to encourage you to be strong and courageous and face uncomfortable truths, clear the air, and set new boundaries for growth. This is all about you finding your strength in how you relate to others with Mercury in Aries. And then on May the 12th, we do have the full moon in Libra. So practical magic here is using that energy. Mercury wants action. So you can write an email, make a call, start a project. Full moon is not too late to start something new in this particular instance, because we've got Mercury, the communicator, opposite. The moon is reflecting the sun in Aries at this time. So this is a great time for business negotiations and creative projects to move quickly. If something's been stuck, this is a good time for it to move. But you've got to trust your gut. You've got to trust your instincts. This is a very inside out thing. You do not want to let Mercury make things go swirling in your head. Trust your gut. Trust to the Aries energy to make things go forward. And so it's also full moon in Libra is a perfect day for creativity, an exciting date, very great time for sexy time, I'm telling you, because it's about partnership and getting together and communicating with those closest to you. This is a great time to, really bring things up with your loved ones. And I do want to encourage you to claim your space and your voice and be very intentional. And you can be brave here. Aries gives you all the bravery you need. All you have to do is ask Aries to assist you. And that's how true sidereal astrology works. It's the magic of the stars coming to Earth. Get it, ground it, and use it. May 13th, the sun leaves Aries and enters Taurus, okay? So all that fiery, I'm going to be strong, I'm going to be bold as far as yourself is concerned and standing up for yourself, that gets grounded in Taurus. And Taurus is the hard-working, planted, stubborn creature that takes care of what's happening on Earth and happening in your life and what you've already got going on. You've got this power now. You've got that power. You've harnessed it. You're rising with it, staking claims on new things and new ways of thinking and being, because Mercury is new ways of thinking. The oppositions and squares that we're going to go into are here to awaken your power and your magic. Oppositions require you to make a choice. Squares require you take action. In fact, they demand it. If you don't take action, someone else will. Don't be caught on the sidelines of life. Don't hang back. This is Aries. This is time for you to speak up and speak your piece. Every challenge is an invitation for you to step up and shine your brightest. You were born for these times. Embrace this truth and this transformation over these 11 days. 11 is the number of Aquarius. 11 is the 11th house, which is all about being with society. 11 is also, it's the unicorn of unicorns. It's Everything out there is special and I'm extra special. So it's the extra sign, especially when it comes to your friendships and your colleagues and your contacts. I think we've gotten through all the slides. Yep, we have. So now let's take a look at what the astrology shows. As we look at the first day, one of the things you can see there is there's lots of oppositions focusing on Mercury because of the communication aspect. But Mercury is sitting there in Aries at the top. At the bottom, yep, we've got both the moon and Black Moon Lilith in Virgo. And Mercury is opposite that. Mercury is also square Pluto. Now, it has not squared Mars yet. That is coming soon. There is a little bit of assistance there from our subconscious, having just left Pisces. So dreams are still in play here. Healing is still in play here, just in a gentle, supportive way. And just know that you can use your imagination and dreams because that's how we create our lives, right? And as we move on to the next slide here, the day of our full moon. Now, all of these, I've cast all these charts for all 11 days in Central Standard Time, USA. That's where I am at 12 o'clock noon. So it makes it easier for you to find what's going on. Aries is at the top of the sky with Mercury and the sun. And now, as you can see, there's been a little bit of a shift here. One thing that hasn't changed, there's that kite shape. So we've got a triangle from the 10th to the 2nd and then to the 6th house. And then there is a trine from the 6th house, Pluto, to Uranus in the 10th house, making a grand trine. Now, the trine at the bottom in the 2nd house, that is the south node, that is karma, and that is the tail of the kite. At the head of the kite is Pisces. It's moving towards Pisces. So let's say that. It's moving from Virgo into Pisces, and that energy is filled with the North Node, Saturn, Chiron, Venus, and Neptune. That's at the head. That is where this kite is taking the energy. That is what's lifting the kite up, and the kite is smooth sailing for what was meant to be. So predestination, destiny, those are smooth sailing. You get to decide how you want to use those energies. But this is, everybody is feeling this. This is not your personal chart. If you want that, then I can certainly help you with that. But as we move forward and we look at all these wonderful oppositions and all these squares, we got Jupiter getting into action with all those players at the top of the kite. On the 12th, the night of the full moon, that's where the square happens. That's where the mystic square, we've got Mars and Mercury and Pluto and Black Moon Lilith. And all of that is happening everywhere and everything all at once. And of course, because it is a full moon, our full moon is in Libra, and it is actually also opposite Uranus in Taurus. So that is creating that you can use to make your magic in the realm and really make it grounded and really make it strong in the real world. So take that subconscious balance that you found and bring it into the real world. As we move on to the 13th, you can see the sun is entering Taurus. And with that, we see a little bit of a lessening between Black Moon Lilith and Pluto. We have a strong connection with Venus and Mars as well. And that's a trine, so that's a supportive connection. There's a lot of give and take between the idea of gender and sexuality. So don't be surprised if you start seeing those things pop up in the news and people speaking up, speaking their truths, and basically insisting on being heard. And the 14th, we lose that mystic square. That's when we still have really strong squares with Jupiter and Neptune and Saturn and the North Node in Pisces, Jupiter in Taurus. So there's a lot saying, hey, we need to take action and expand on what we are creating in our minds and get that grounded down into Mother Earth. And as we move forward, we're back to another mystic square. This one, it is shifted, but we still have that kite. We still have that sense of there's galactic things happening on the global scale that is trying to lift humanity up. Do you want to be a part of it or not? And you're being asked to do those things, especially Mars with Mercury speaking your truth in defense of family and women and the divine feminine, and speaking your truth of the divine masculine, and saying, hey, I can get along with everybody because Mercury is a combination of the sexes. It's Hermes, the hermaphrodite. It's both. It's all. It's everything. Now we've got Black Moon Lilith in a strong opposition to the Sun and Uranus. And what's Mercury doing? Mercury is reaching out to the moon. Mercury is getting smooth sailing with the moon in Sagittarius in the 5th house. It's a time for creativity. It's a time to really test the waters of what you want to build in the solid world with your voice. Yeah, it gets crazy. I'm doing noon. So at noon on the 16th is a great time to listen to kids because they have a lot to say about where things are going. So the young people, the people coming up, the creatives, the people in the creative force, and the galactic center is right there with them. The other thing we have is we have some release happening. We've got some quincunx from the South Node and from Mars to Moon. We've got some things that need to be released are being released, and it's on the subconscious level, but you might feel it, and you can consciously dig deep in there and say, hey, what am I releasing, and be intentional about it. You have that opportunity here. 17th, we've got some really lovely things happening here. We still have that kite, but guess what? There's a double. Okay, we've got 3 kites here. I don't know what else to tell you, but yeah, the 17th is a day of destiny. And it has to do with Black Moon Lilith at the top. It's at the bottom of the chart, but it's at the top of that kite. And it has to do with manifesting these things on Earth with Uranus and the Sun conjunct in Taurus. Holy moly, you guys. I briefly looked over the charts. I'm not reading from notes. This is what Spirit is telling me to tell you right now. We also have the action going on, squaring off in a T-square with asteroid Lilith, where Black Moon Lilith is the psychic and transformational raw energy of Lilith. Asteroid Lilith is this has to happen here and now on this earth. It is the manifesting part of Lilith. And she's joined in with herself and with the Sun and Uranus in Taurus. And this is just such an exciting time to be alive, right? Okay, the 18th, what we got going on here? What was the shift day to day? Okay, well, the kites have dropped away. And it's a time of release. It's a time to let go. I mean, the tension is still there. You see that X marks the spot, and you see all of that going on. But we have these wonderful releases as well. So the valve taking the steam out with those quincunxes between Black Moon Lilith and Jupiter, Black Moon Lilith and Chiron. It's healing. That's just releasing and allowing things to heal from everything that's been happening so far. We've got a few days left here. Let's look at the 19th. We have our opposition from the moon continuing. We still have a lot of the energies from yesterday. The release and relief is continuing. Just give it up to karma in healing and in giving voice. Asteroid Lilith has moved into Aquarius, has moved out of Capricorn and into Aquarius. So the 20th, still the quincunxes. We still have some strong trines going on from the Sun as it has passed its perfect conjunction with Uranus and Taurus, and Mars is super cuspy, but it is still trine with our friend Venus in Pisces, and there's a really strong trine with Black Moon Lilith. It is squared up with the moon and asteroid Lilith in Aquarius. So that's bringing on that intuitive level of how do we create this new world? How is this going to be happening? And these are the stars telling us. I'm leaving these screens up here so you can take screenshots of them and take a look at them. And then Mars in Leo on the 21st, we have another release we've got of Mars with the moon. So we have that releasing. So we could still speak our voices. We're still being asked to do that. We're still being asked to make decisions around what we want to balance with Black Moon Lilith. And she is just gently opposite Mercury in Aries. The voices are still going out. Mercury in Aries is still square Mars, but Mars has now moved into Leo. So this could be a day of a little bit more drama, things being said that are really like next level. And Mercury is sextile with the North Node. It's a time of creativity, and that matches with Leo being a very creative fire sign. Mercury is trine with the South Node, making sure that we're dealing with all of our personal and collective karma, and it's square that asteroid Lilith and opposing Black Moon Lilith. So our final day of Mercury in Aries before it moves into Taurus, where it will be joining the Sun, Jupiter, and Uranus. This is what we have. Our kite is back. So again, a strong sense of destiny is returning. What is the direction of that destiny? This is Pisces. This is Pisces. This is everything in the Pisces soup. We've still got a lot of stuff in Pisces soup, but now we are manifesting it and trying to figure out how to take those Piscean dreams, aspirations, values, and work of the spirit and work of our striving to be our highest and best selves of the North Node, while keeping in mind Lilith is keeping a strong rein on that. All of that is lifting up, and we have a T-square here with Jupiter, the South Node, and again with the moon. Use your intuition to think higher, dig deeper into earth, plant a bigger tree, expand. Do it because karma is demanding it. And it is the best thing that can happen for humanity, because, so this is the final day, Mercury in Aries. What are you going to do with it? I myself have been called to step into my power more, not just as a tarot reader, not just as an astrologer, but I got a message this morning, and I will be talking about that in a live in the next couple days. So we're going to play. It's my job to play. It's my job to play with the messages that the universe have to say. And I'm here for you. And if you need anything from me, I'm going to be showing up live over the next couple of days. Keep an eye on that. Click that bell so you're notified. I'm going to be talking with you. I'm going to be pulling out tarot cards, doing whatever I need to do for community to help you through this time, so we know what's going on in the universe, so we understand what the stars are sharing with us, what the planets are broadcasting from the stars and from their own big, bad, magnificent selves, and what they have to say to us here on Earth as the people on the planet. So yeah, live long and prosper. Blessed be, namaste, and all that jazz. Now that you know, this is the time for you to step into your power with Mercury in Aries. You can watch this video to learn how true sidereal astrology really works. Okay? See you in the next video.